Hi friends, I want to talk to you all about some potential risks now that the holidays are upon us. Thanksgiving is just over. We're starting to get these Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals, and there of course comes with scams and risks. The same basics apply when it comes to protecting yourself from phishing attempts, especially with email, but the same thing applies to other things like text and social media. So what security researchers like to talk about is something called the SLAM method, which is looking at the sender, looking at what links are in the email, looking at what attachments, and the message. Who's the sender? Where do these links go? Are there any attachments that potentially could put you at risk? The answer is, if there's attachments, they put you at risk. And then last, does the message make sense? Does it make sense in general? And does it make sense that you're receiving this message? So we're going to show some examples on what that looks like. So in our first one, we're going to look at a couple screenshots just to make things simple. Here's one. We can see if we're looking at the sender is clearly not Amazon. It's not UPS. And if you're not expecting a package, don't click on this link. You see the same thing in text messages. So your account has been logged in from another security place. I don't know what this is. It has UPS in its name, so trying to trick us that it's UPS. But let's get into actually some examples here. So this is a common one that we're seeing now, which there are no links because you can't click on anything in here. It's just a picture, but what it's saying is that you've ordered something and there's some expectation of a payment that's due or that a charge has been made on your account. And what they're expecting you to do is call this number and dispute your charge and give your credit card information. But looking again at the SLAM method, we have the sender, right? The sender is Gmail. This is some random Gmail account. It's not something from Amazon. Amazon's not going to use Gmail to send emails. They're going to come from Amazon themselves. So that's red flag number one. The fact that there's just a picture, which is easy to get past through spam filters, again, also is a red flag. And if you didn't order this stuff, just check your credit card statements. Don't look at calling these people at all. Next example is one of the cool features of Outlook, which could potentially bite you, is that it will automatically translate an email. In this case, this email actually came in Japanese, but if you weren't paying attention, you would maybe not notice it. But you can see it's asking for Bitcoin address. It's saying that you are caught you doing something on video. This is a scam. This is a scam to try to get you to pay Bitcoin. So again, take a look at, you're not going to get something in Japanese. That's how they snuck through the filter. In this case, this is something that should be flagged as a malicious attempt. Another common one is we see voicemail messages. And here we have, again, you look at the sender. In this case, it's kega.network. I don't know what that is. It's not my voicemail system. I don't have an IP office. If you do have an IP office, it's probably not going to come from kega.network. And here we have, it's not really a WAV file. It's just which is a kind of audio file. It's just an HTML file, which is a web file. And there's some embedded things in here that will try to forward you to another website. And if we were to open this up in a sandbox browser, which we would do to check legitimacy for these, you would see that it tries to redirect you to log into your Office 365 and phish your credentials. Here's another one. We are looking at, it says it's coming from Capital One, but it's a Gmail account, so sender is bad. This has attachments, so that's A, right? Attachments we talked about. In this case, it's a PDF. We think that PDFs are safe, but they potentially can have malicious code inside it, but it also can have links to other things. In this case, we're going to open up this PDF. Don't try this at home, of course. And you'll see that the PDF will will say that you have a secure message. Click on this verification link. Now, as we talked about before with links with email, what you would do with an email, and you could do the same thing with Adobe Acrobat, is you can hover over the link without clicking on it, and you can see that it's going to a website that you're not expecting. In this case, vk.sv. So where you're doing this is clearly a malicious message. Here is another one, same thing. Says it's coming from WorldPay. WorldPay is a merchant account company, but they're using a Gmail address to send it to you. You can see a pattern developing here, right? Again, don't try this at home. We're going to look inside this PDF, and you'll see that, again, similar thing. Secure message, here's a link to a Zix mail, and that, in fact, the link does not match what the actual link is. The link that's displayed does not match the actual link. So, again, malicious attempt. And then finally, the classic, your password is expired. Click on this link to change your password. We're looking at sender. It's from algo8.ai. I don't know what that is. That's not my IT company, and it's not my own company. In this case, it's showing this is not even the email address I normally use, so that was a giveaway here. And if I hover over the keep your password link, it's linking to Snapchat, which is an interesting thing. So what they're doing here is they're using a legitimate website as a method to redirect you to something malicious. So by clicking on this, you're not going to Snapchat, it's going to go through Snapchat and then jump to something else. And you can see there's actually a couple of different website addresses here that it's linked through. One that's on Google, one that's called homeownerspodium.co.za. So lots of odd shenanigans going on in here. So this is clearly something that is dicey. The number one question we get asked, is this email legitimate? And many times you can easily check yourself by looking at who the sender is, are there any links in the email, are there any attachments, and does the message look a little strange? And with all of these, that's how we can determine. So be safe. Scammers are out there trying to get you. Don't click on stuff. And if you have any questions, give us a ring.